important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is neutral voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count. Your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you loud. Crowd, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count, your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you now. Crowd, shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count, your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you now. Crowd, shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count, your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you now. Crowd, shout it out real loud. Wake up, no time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues.
Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Miss Jill, and to my right is the Neutral Voices team, C-Stats, Dr. V, and E. Fikes. This is Neutral Voices Media Group, and here in the NV studio is the place where your voice matters. Tonight's show is What's Going On, a live segment where we dive into what's going on locally and around the world, from business to entertainment. We've got it covered. Let's get into it. What's going on?
What's going on, Mr.
What is going on?
How you?
Hey.
We've got a lot going on today.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, where do we start?
I think
Every
first,
day.
I just want to give a quick shout out to all of the graduates,
Yes.
everybody graduating. I know it's been a tough year.
Yeah. Tough 2 years. for
So,
some of
yeah.
them.
And if we could just shout out to the teachers that have supported everyone through this, as well as the wonderful parents.
Yes.
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 Listen, my
Doc V.
students just had their graduation today. So
That's what's up.
congratulations.
Congratulations to them all.
Cosmetology 2021.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it was a challenge with COVID. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
that's a
trying
big
to do
deal.
that.
But it was.
So-
And Southside had their annual,
Ivy-
what is it, Ivy Walk. They had their
Ivy,
annual Ivy
yes.
Walk today. So, and
Beautiful.
he got a daughter graduating, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
hallelujah.
so,
What?
so look at that. We got
I might
graduates.
be shouting at the
Beautiful.
graduation.
It's the
Yeah.
season for graduation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So let's get down to business.
Let's get down to it.
First of all, I just want to mention that GM is having a job fair. So they are looking for 150 part-time workers
Yes.
to fill positions. So the job fair is Thursday, May 27th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Work One Northeast office at 201 East Rudisill. 150 part-time positions.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that's an awesome
You can work there
opportunity.
long enough to get a good discount on a GM.
Absolutely.
I'm
Here's
just
the
saying.
downfall about that, the part-time.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be a part-time for like 4 years.
For a minute. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but also a lot of college students, they open it up. Like if you got a parent, because I know some people that had parents that worked at GM and they came for the summer and they worked at GM for the summer, that part time. So
Man.
that I mean, like Doc V said, you can
You
stack
get
up a little check.
You get you a little nice little change, you know. But hey,
Stack them.
if you could get in, get in.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
once you got one
But-
foot in the door,
What about
You-
them old bags?
hey,
I'm just saying, because I heard they work hard.
actually,
Dude.
I'm gonna tell you something. They don't.
They don't.
They
Okay.
don't. No, I know for a fact they don't. Some of them cats walking around with their headphones on, feet kicked up, watching a movie.
Okay.
Really?
I know it's
I'm
a.
dead serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, what's
a
interesting
lot of
too
ladies work there.
is the base pay, for these positions is $16.67 an hour with a 5% shift premium for second shift, 10% for third shift. So like you said, for a college student or something, that's $16.67 just walking into a place like GM, that's a pretty big deal. But it does say it takes 2 to 4 weeks to even complete the hiring process.
Yeah, because you have to go through the. I've been through the little training thing that they give you to get you hired in. You gotta go through that. Then you gotta go through the idiot test, what I call it. You know, when you sit down, if
Is that why you don't work at GM?
it was an idiot test.
You left the door
That's
open.
what got him.
Yeah, it was an idiot test, boy. Look, after 60 questions, my eyes started looking like this.
Yeah, that was.
I know that feeling. I took the Edie's ice cream. I don't think it's Edie's ice cream anymore. But y'all know those algebra problems with solutions and all that?
Yeah.
That if you have so many things, you said you'd never use those solutions a day in your life. All of them was on that Edie's ice cream exam.
The idiot test.
Wow.
But that's true. You never. I mean, when do you use that? I don't use
If
it.
you work at Edie's ice
Well,
cream,
that's a trap. That's a trap. So you got to be super, super special, smart in math to work at Edie's.
Well, here's my question. They doing the hiring like that, but they can't sell a truck.
Right.
They cannot sell a truck right now. Every truck that come off the production line,
It's sitting on Taylor Street.
no. It's sitting all across the Fort Wayne. If you got an empty lot, GM is renting it
Yeah, I
from
know
you
they
right
got
now.
them on Taylor because
I mean, they out in New Haven.
What-
What's it? What is
a
that about?
semiconductor. It's something about
It's the
something in
chip,
China.
the-
It's
yeah,
a
the
chip,
conductor-
a
the conductor
semiconductor
chip.
that they're not able to get.
Nope.
Oh,
So you got
wow.
right now in Fort Wayne, you got
That's a
almost
bottleneck on you.
10,000 trucks just in different parking lots all over
Yeah,
the city.
the
this
old
is-
BAE
Yes.
parking lot. There are a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
So that's interesting timing to be hiring a whole bunch of, workers. Like
Yeah.
they're throwing out a lot of production.
Well, the thing about it is a lot of people during the summertime at gym, they take 3-4 weeks vacation.
True.
Yeah.
So I mean, once they build up their vacation time, some of the people been there 30 plus years, and they
That's
got
right.
months on top of months of vacation. So guess what they do?
They out for the summer.
They're gone.
I'm out for the summer.
And that's where the temporary people come in.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, in other news, as far as business, this isn't a positive piece of news, but it's something that's worth mentioning. So, Amazon has suspended work on a fulfillment center in Windsor, Connecticut, after the seventh noose was found at the construction site in the past month. So the site will remain closed until security measures have been implemented. So Amazon is not saying a lot about this, but I know it's causing quite a reaction because, people are saying that if there were 7 Amazon trucks missing, for example, you guys would be going crazy. So you
Yeah,
found, right, and this isn't 1, 2, 3, this is 7.
Can I help them solve that problem? Find a new contractor. You don't need to find a new security. Find a new contractor because for 7 instances
Right.
and it happened, that has to somebody on that work site
That's
has
an
to
inside
yeah.
job.
I was just
Yes,
Find a new
absolutely.
contractor. That'll solve that problem. I guarantee it'll solve that problem.
Right.
Amazon is running into some more problems too. The DC Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against Amazon for antitrust. They say they are price manipulating and, they got certain vendors that they can't do other contracts with. So they say Amazon is a trust and they're forming an alliance where, people can't compete. So the DC Attorney General has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Amazon.
What you mean
Yeah,
they
that's
can't
kind of
keep-
interesting. I was just getting ready to say it seems unfair sometimes when businesses, they can get to a certain point and then you have things like this come
Right.
against them to stop them.
Right.
Like I know a lot of the truckers are mad, independent trucking companies, etc., because Amazon also owns their own
trucking, yeah.
transportation. Yes.
Yeah.
System,
Well, I mean,
so.
it's to me, I would think this is only smart if I can say, okay, I don't have to hire outside contracts. I could just have my own company here, or I could, I could get this at XYZ price because I'm buying 10 million of them.
Yeah,
Right.
but for the antitrust law, you can't do that. That's why, remember GTE? Remember GTE? That's why it broke up and it was Verizon. It
You
was all these
old.
yes.
I had to think about that. But I
Yeah.
think my great
I'm with
grandma's
you.
grandma
Well,
worked
I-
there.
Well, I
all
was
of
gonna say
them.
I'm with you.
Yeah, all of them, they were broke up because they were saying they were monopolizing it, and it was only 4 actual phone companies
Yeah.
in the country at the time. So the antitrust lawsuit made them break up, and that's where Sprint came from. That's where AT&T came from. That's where all of them. So they're saying it's unfair when you set prices, and you can gouge the price any way you want to, and you can cut out all competition, which is not fair to other businesses that's starting up.
Well, you're right. I give you that. I can understand that, but Amazon got some stuff that you can't find.
Yeah.
in the regular store.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem.
Right. And I'm
That's
not
part
going to
of the problem.
lie. Now
I
that
just
the
said,
hub
what are
is
you
here,
looking
it takes a day. Once you order it, I mean, I ordered something on Friday, and literally on Sunday at 10 o'clock, they're like, let me eat
kinda
my
creepy.
breakfast but just having that
That's
hub
kinda-
here, so that's why I use Amazon, because you
Yeah.
don't have to leave the house.
I mean,
Wow.
I found some shoes on there that I've been looking for, and you can't find them nowhere else.
And again,
Wow.
y'all are solidifying why the Attorney
But I'm just
General
saying.
I understand.
antitrust
I
commission.
know.
I
It's
can't
sad.
find no BKs, no British
Yeah.
Knights,
Yeah.
or no troops. I found them on Amazon.
Yes.
So guess
Man,
what?
you said I was old. This
Hey.
dude went way back.
Hey,
What I say?
No, you remember British Knights in the troop shoes?
Oh yeah, well
he
yeah.
old.
I am not older than y'all. Let's get that clarified.
Clarence, you
Read-
said GTE.
Read the beard.
You know, some of your kids' parents up here.
You said GTE, like
GTE.
Reebok
Yeah, you
pump
said-
days.
You said GT.
You did. You did. You don't live GTE down. That's like ancestor type stuff.
You still got your first rodeo phone.
Yes. They don't know nothing about that push button phone.
No.
Oh, he got a pager.
Yeah, you got the.
No, you-
Oh,
Took
goodness.
an hour to dial a number.
You can't mess up a number on that one.
That's crazy.
So moving past GTE, if anybody has anything else on business,
Well, I don't know if it's business or politics, but it goes into the blurred line, and I think that's where we're going next. Before we came on the air, the the district attorney of New York County has convened a grand jury to look into Donald Trump business practices.
Oh yes.
They are saying they're really looking at it. They say he did a lot of illegal stuff, and even some stuff with his campaign when he first started campaigning and financing. They really going at him. So
3 days a week.
yeah, we're gonna have to watch this. We're gonna have to
Serious
watch this to see what's going on. But he is convening a grand jury against Donald Trump.
so this is stuff that's basically been out there that a lot of
Just leave
people
Donald
already
Trump
knew, but now they're kind of bringing it to light and making it official per se. Because, I mean, let's be real. I mean, Donald Trump has always been somebody where people are saying exactly what you just said, but now it sounds like it's actually being looked into on a deeper level.
How about just leaving Donald Trump alone?
Yes.
I mean,
Leave his name alone, you mean?
just leave
She
him
looked at
alone.
you like she was about
No, when
to.
I say that, I mean let's be realistic about it.
Take it up
You
for
know,
Donald
look,
Trump.
I'm not
It's
taking up
okay.
for Donald Trump. I'm just leave him alone. Stop giving him airplay.
I can say that.
He getting ready to
Ignore
get
a
some
problem and let
shackles.
it go away.
Yeah, you gotta let the. I mean,
I don't agree with that. I agree with that in a certain sense, but this dude ain't gonna go
I
away
mean,
till
my
you put him
question
away.
just. I mean, if you leave him alone,
Then what?
he'll go away.
But I see what you're
He going to
saying.
jail.
I mean, this is a man who ran a
Buddy.
reality show. He craves that kind of attention. He's
Attention.
always been in the limelight. This is
Yes.
what he wants.
He
You know,
wants
Facebook,
attention.
Twitter, social media banned him. So now he's coming up with his own social media. He cares more about the limelight than he does his own people. So I see what you're saying.
I'm with Doc
with
Vito.
that.
He needs to be in jail.
And I understand
What is it,
that.
January 6th?
Yeah.
January
So-
6th proved that he should be in jail. And I'm going to leave that
You know
one alone.
something?
I'm
Hey,
just saying.
karma will come back and get him.
Yeah, but sometimes karma
Well,
takes
jail-
too time for me.
Karma
I
takes
mean, you
too
gotta
long.
think about
It-
it. Man, just leave
it
the man
does.
alone. Don't give him no press. See, the more you give him press, the more he could push for 2024.
Well, we
Think
just
about it.
pushing for it.
No,
How
think
about
about it.
how about a good year?
I wanted to do 20 to
A good-
25.
See, he going hard. I just said, how about give him a good
I want to
year?
do 2025,
Well, I mean,
not
no, I-
2024.
That's enough.
They're not gonna give you even if they send him to prison. Guess where he's going?
You're going to a resort.
He's going to a resort.
Yeah.
Come on now, let's be realistic about it.
That's
I-
true.
I'll
And the
give you
funny
that,
part
E.
about it, guess what? Him mess
I thought he
around-
was going over there where R. Kelly at.
No. And see, here's the thing about that. If
R.
he do
Kelly
go to,
keep getting beat up and stuff.
if he do go to prison, I bet you he would buy that resort, that prison before he get there.
True story.
Stop it.
I mean, just
With
You
whose
like to-
money? He can't make those kind of deals right now. Okay, Donald Trump.
We're done with him.
Thank you.
We're done with him. So there was a school board in Indiana, actually. I think it was in Pendleton or Pendleton Heights High School, who recently ordered that all pride flags be removed from classrooms, which I thought that was interesting because I didn't think they were allowed in the first place. So it was actually South Madison Community Schools explained that teachers should be neutral on social issues and refrain from political speech. So they view exhibition of the pride flag as a political speech.
I do
And
too.
I agree because you cannot have Black Lives Matter flag. You can't even have a picture of Jesus in school.
Right.
So I do agree with this, but it's causing quite an uproar, which
Why?
I'm not exactly
Why?
sure why.
I don't understand.
Because
why.
you would have to allow everybody.
That's why. That's one of the reasons they say they don't pray in school anymore, because you would have to give everybody ample time to say their prayer to whoever they believe. So the same with the flag. Why is that one? You know.
Okay, since you're going to go there with the why, then why do they have the different programs after school that teach you about the LGBTQB?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
elemental P people.
And that's a good point. I know at Leo, they used to have a program like that. My daughter was telling me about it, and they
actually
canceled
have a
it.
club.
They canceled it
some
completely
schools.
Right.
because of
So-
complaints.
That's
So
it.
if,
So
if
I'm
they're
saying
taking
they
all
have that.
political conversation out of school, they need to take government and econ out.
Once again, the GED section. Just because you didn't pass it the first 10 times, don't mean
I am not touching that conversation.
Hey, first and
I'm
foremost,
not
I passed
touching
it in summer school real
Some
quick.
people love
I
government.
was smart. I was not going to that
Some
teacher's
people love-
class.
Summer's your season.
Yeah, that was my
I feel
season.
you, I feel you.
Summer's
But-
your
but-
season.
But that is true. But this is a slippery slope as well, because it goes into what freedoms of speeches and what freedom of expressions you do have. Because I don't agree with the flag being there. I agree that they need to take it out. And I agree that they need to take out things that specifically isolate different groups. I agree with that. But then you also got to think of, well, what else are they going to say that we can't say or talk
Right.
about? I mean, like you say, you can't even talk about Jesus. So what's the next thing that they're going
Well-
to say we can't talk about?
Remember when I asked you this question?
Freedom of speech, what does it cost?
Yeah, at
Is
what
it free?
cost?
At what cost? It's
We'll
free. You
see
can
tomorrow
say it.
if I still have my job. I did speak about Jesus at the graduation.
Oh.
Well,
I mean,
we'll see.
Oh.
Fired.
It
learned how to go
well,
further.
it just slipped. Well, no, because that's what you live, and that's
No, and it's
so-
true. And I don't think that you should be penalized. But I'm saying, and you're right, E. But the freedom of speech, you got to understand that you have the right to freedom to say it, but
But at what
you're
cost?
not. But you're not free of any repercussions.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
exactly. That's why I say at what
It's,
cost.
you can say it, but it's up to the discretion of who you're around.
You
and
might
what-
get busted.
yes.
It's true. And here's a direct quote from one of the teachers.
For
They
real.
said, having a pride flag is one of the clearest ways to say, I support you and I'm here for you. You are loved. That is so important for the LGBT youth. What about Jesus loves you? Or
Oh,
what about.
Brittany.
So I have a
That's right.
problem with this.
With that same quote, then why can he have a Black Lives Matter
Right.
flag and say I'm in support of the same thing?
You are loved
Yes. You
because
are
you are
loved.
black.
I mean, and
Not
that's-
just because you are gay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're black. Or, why can I have, back in the day, we used to wear the red, black, and green.
Yeah.
And you was one of those things that they're looking at us like we was, killers. Because we had on red, black, and green.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, so it should be the same thing.
It
If
should
I
be.
can't wear my Black Lives or fly my Black Lives Matter
You
flag.
can't even wear Black Lives Matter clothing
You
in
cannot.
some school systems.
You'll be
You
sent home.
Yeah, you cannot.
And see, that's crazy.
Mhm.
I mean, that's really crazy. You taking the expression of that person away.
This is America.
Yeah, it is. This is America. But E,
Hold on.
Let me
say
know.
that again. No. Stop. Say that again, Dr. Green.
I said, this is America.
This is America. That you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot where I was at. I do truly apologize.
well, E, I think you can wear Black Lives Matter as long as you have a skirt on. I mean, seriously, if you could dress as a woman, just put a Black Lives Matter on your skirt and they won't say nothing.
Well,
to
my
you.
daughter's
And I'm
white
not-
and
I'm
she
being
couldn't wear
funny
one.
And I'm being facetious,
She
but
wasn't allowed.
legitimately, if you wear a skirt, if you walked in wearing a skirt with Black Lives Matter, they can't say anything to you because that cuts out your expression.
But you can wear an All Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm
I'm
pretty
sure
sure
of
you
it.
wear All Lives Matter shirt and a Blue Lives Matter shirt.
I'm sure of it. I don't think anybody's ever been sent home for wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt, but that's a different
Yeah.
story. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about something that is all over the news right now, that Biden now cares enough to invite George Floyd's family to the White House for dinner.
Let me
Today.
in, coach.
Today.
Today.
Today is a special.
It is a special day.
Let me in, coach.
you getting in, E?
This is a special
Can
day
I
for
get in, coach?
Yes, you getting in, E.
the
Okay.
anniversary of George
You
Floyd.
know something? It's the anniversary of George Floyd,
His death, yes.
Elvis' death.
Mhm.
And this man has passed a bill for the Asian and the Pacific Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
But the George Floyd bill been on the table for almost a year or so,
Yeah.
and he still haven't touched it?
2 weeks after his death?
Are you serious?
2 weeks
Let's
after
be
his
realistic about this.
Hmm.
So you telling me you can invite them to the White House to sit down and eat, but you can't pass his bill. Matter of fact, the bill is 2 weeks off the table.
Look at this man. He passionate about this. I feel you.
I mean,
Go ahead,
just
go
let's
ahead,
be, let's
go
be
ahead.
realistic about this. And you said this is the man that's supposed to save
Right.
America.
Right. So put the bill back on the table and leave the
Man, at
meatloaf
end
the
off
day,
the
don't even
table.
look at-
He signed an executive order for that.
Well, that's
So why can't he sign that same executive order?
maybe it's
For the-
coming.
No. If you can sign an executive order for that and transgender, why can't you sign an executive order for the
I have no
George
argument
Floyd
for
bill?
him.
Yeah,
have
I
no
agree.
argument
Realistic
for him.
about it.
I
have
agree.
no
Why?
argument.
Why President Biden? Why?
Why? Let's ask
I'm
him.
not. That's not soft speaking because
Oh,
at the
yell
end,
it.
no, because we
Yeah.
didn't soft.
Why?
No, we didn't soft speak Donald Trump at
Yeah.
all.
Why? I'm with you. I'm not arguing with you.
Well,
I'm with you.
listen. The only reason I'm soft speaking is because I heard through the grapevine, he just might do something with these student loans. So I'm just kind of
Oh,
waiting.
my goodness. We don't care about no student loans.
I do.
I mean, I
They
got.
got all my money.
But
They-
you're not
they got
invited to
paid
dinner,
back.
sweetheart.
Well, I know, but I'm saying some people paying back $750 a month. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And so, just a
wait
lot
a
of
minute.
stuff
You
going
worrying
on,
about
so-
a student loans,
Yeah, I'm-
and then
yeah.
you got the George
Because
Floyd
I
bill
have
on the
faith.
table.
I believe
and
it's
you
gonna
won't sign an
pass.
executive order. Really?
But the student loan thing is going to
Man,
end
come
in
on,
September.
man.
The whole
Oh,
listen, what
Lord.
I'm telling you though,
Let's move on.
I believe that's
Let's
going to
move on.
happen.
Let's move on.
So what
Listen, Biden is going to come through. He's going to pass that. Honestly, I believe that.
Yes.
So what do we think was do we think that it was a ploy? Do we think that it's something to make everything look pretty? I mean, why even if you're having the family over, why do you announce it if you can't announce anything about the progress, with the bill?
It's
I
the
know, but
timing.
you know what? It is. It's the
It's the
timing,
timing.
and it's America is sick, and we have ran out of Band-Aids, and we have some major stuff, and right now we do have some breaking news that is too much.
Right. It says Sasha Johnson, the leader of the Black Lives Matter movement, was shot in the head in
That's
London.
so hard.
That's crazy.
to
Wow.
That's crazy.
believe. Is that?
It's just been a
Really?
violent weekend and a violent, few days, both in the nation as well as
That
Here.
is devastating.
right here, in our community. Just lots and lots of violence.
Yeah.
It feels like every time you turn on the news.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. But yeah, E, I ain't gonna argue with you, man.
It's kind of. Oh well, I'm
give me
sorry.
some of that, E.
I'm sorry.
Give me some of that. I'm with you on that.
Just
one.
be
I'm with you
realistic
on that
about
one.
it.
I'm real.
It's a show. It's a
yeah,
show.
yeah.
And that's what it boils down to. It's a dog and pony show.
Yeah.
We supposed to be happy because of they convicted the guy that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot sit back and take the time and do an executive order for the bill.
But they act like the conviction was a favor. The conviction was warranted. That was not a favor. You're not doing a favor for the black community or the white community for convicting a killer. That is your job.
Here it is.
But they act like, here, let us throw you a bone so you're going to be satiated because we gave you a conviction. No, you gave us a killer. They killed one of our people, so now they are in trouble. That's not a favor. That is your job.
It's a bones to tell us to shut up.
It is.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it is a
crazy.
vote.
It's crazy. Y'all, hey, I can't even argue with neither one of those points, or add to them or take away from them. Those are very, very eloquent and very well argued points.
And while E's on a roll, I know you have a little bit to talk about as far as our vets, which is
You
very
know something?
interesting.
And actually, this is really crazy because I have a brother. I had two brothers, three brothers, a cousin, and a nephew that's in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And in Indiana, it's the 9th worst state for a vet.
Yes.
Sad.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I honestly believe if you served in any type of military or you went overseas, you fought a war, there's nothing in the United States you cannot have.
Right. You should be
Especially
taken
if you
care of.
volunteered. Especially if you volunteered.
I
And
agree
it's
with
just
that.
that
Yeah,
simple.
especially-
And why
even
don't
if
we
you were
fight for
drafted.
that?
Right.
I don't ever really hear people protesting
You
for
don't.
the.
You don't hear a lot about it until you
Yes.
hear a staggering number like that.
I mean, it's crazy because there's actually once you get out the army, and this is just me. Once you get out the military, you should automatically have you a $200,000 house, a car, or whatever sitting somewhere waiting for you. This is yours.
Yeah, yeah. At
You
least
ain't
a
got-
somebody
start,
need
a
to
jump
fight
start,
for that,
something
kinda
for the
like
jump
the
start. I
Yeah.
give it
minimum
to you.
wage.
You ain't
thing.
gotta pay a bill back
Yeah.
and pay it back. This is yours.
Yeah.
This is our thank you.
Well, you know what their argument is, and
agree.
I've heard this from veterans and things like that. And I agree with that, but they say they give you the GI Bill, but not everybody utilizes the GI Bill. They
It's-
also say you
It's too
get
many hoops you gotta
yeah.
jump through.
They also say you get preferential treatment on certain jobs, like the post office,
Yeah.
police,
The police,
the FBI,
yeah.
and things like that. So they say that they give you, but still, you still have to work for those things. There should be some, restitution, as you say. I served 4, 8, 20 years, whatever.
Yes.
However my years of service is, I should be able, because politicians only have to serve one term, and they get free health care
Right.
For
and
life.
70% of their income for life.
Right. Right. And these people are putting their lives on the line to be sleeping out here on the streets. And we talk about the GI Bill or this program. We have to remember that a lot of people that come out of the service have mental health issues from some of the things that they've
I ain't
seen.
gonna even talk
Yeah.
about that.
And for them to just go sign up for a GI Bill or to go get all these resources that are, apparently supposedly dangling over their heads, it's not reality.
You have to-
That's right. And you know what? The sad reality is that a lot of they're not schooling them when they're getting ready to exit the military.
Right.
You get 3
So
weeks,
it's like
2
if you
weeks.
don't know,
It's a 2 weeks. They deprogram you and program you for the Army, and it takes 8 weeks. Okay, now when you come out, they give you 2 weeks deprogramming with therapists or something like that, and
You
you're
gonna
supposed
get better
to
in
adapt.
2 weeks?
Yeah, you're supposed to adapt to life
Seriously.
In 2 weeks?
out the military in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys can, granted,
right?
but some people can't.
That's right. And they can't, and a lot of times they don't understand all of the benefits
Right.
that, are
the-
there
the
for them. So they
education
don't,
of,
so they don't take advantage of the opportunities
Yeah.
because they
Well, I
don't
mean,
know sometimes.
I'm not to give you. They're not to get a GI Bill. If they need a house, boom, there you go.
Amen.
I agree. I'm not
Amen.
disagreeing with
I
that.
definitely
I
agree with
definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that's a sad number.
Yeah.
Because if you have you ever been to the VA hospital here? in
No,
Baltimore?
I've never been there.
Yes.
It looked like a prison.
I've heard
Yes.
things.
Yeah, I've never
I mean,
been
my
in
brother goes there all the time, but when you walk through the halls, it's not warm at all.
there. Ooh.
It looked like
I heard the wait is crazy there for treatment.
is.
I hear the wait is crazy. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's sad.
Yeah.
It is.
Moving on, we're going to touch a little bit on something we've been talking about for what seems like forever, COVID and the vaccine. So Dr. Fauci, I call him Simon because I feel like he's the Simon Says of our, people think that this is where our rights come from anymore. But anyways, Dr. Fauci changes his opinion quite a bit. So now he's saying that a booster COVID-19 vaccine might be needed even after you get the original vaccine, as soon as 8 to 12 months after your second shot. But they're not sure yet. They'll know a little bit more. So right now, roughly 47.9% of the U.S. population has received at least one COVID-19 vaccine dose.
Well, they said sometime today they released that 50% of American
gonna say,
adults
have.
have been totally vaccinated.
All the way
Yes.
through their second.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
that was released sometime earlier today.
And then speaking of that, do you know, as far as Indiana, which city has the highest rank of COVID cases? The dangerous place, Whitley County.
Whitley County?
Oh, really?
Really?
Which, yes.
Interesting.
I know.
That's right up the street.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so almost like 12,000 per 100,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot. Whitley
over there
County?
partying.
So,
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
mhm,
Yeah, that's crazy.
ridiculous.
But with that, Indiana recently passed or vetoed, I don't know which one it was, but they dismissed and banned the COVID passport, which means that you would have to have proof of your vaccination and things such as that. They're saying businesses cannot fire you for not having the
that.
vaccine, and they cannot require you to have the vaccine. But it's being challenged by Indiana University, which said all students, faculty, and staff members have to be vaccinated before they can attend the campus this coming year. So that we're gonna have to see how that plays out. But IU is saying that everybody has to be vaccinated.
People going to have fake IDs. I'm just
you know
saying,
something?
just
I
think
was
about
just
that.
talking
There's
about
somebody.
that.
There's somebody right now
Is coming up with that
already
For sure.
because they're getting ready to make money off of that,
Just like they do with
So,
everything else.
That's right. So
I got
it's
a
always the
printer.
black market.
Clarence,
Oh, I'm just theorizing.
nobody's going to buy a fake COVID ID from somebody who worked at GTE 97 years ago.
Hey,
Well-
hey, we learned how to make him with that.
Just change it from clearance to clearance.
Clearance.
There it
Got
is.
you.
I can get you full clearance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I want to say this because we're going to get into fear in the next couple of days. We're going to talk about that. And E has said this many a times, and I really want to ask about COVID because they're saying now you're going to need a booster shot. They're recommending even if you're fully vaccinated to still wear the mask. They're saying all kinds of crazy stuff that you're going to have these passports to travel, to go out the country and do these different things, even if you're vaccinated. And we're talking about fear, and E has mentioned this a long time ago. When are they going to tell us the positives? Because they keep the fear. Now, don't get me wrong. I know people have died of COVID. My mom just lost a cousin, a close cousin of hers, to COVID. He fought it for 6 months. So I understand that it's deadly. I understand to some people it's deadly. To some people it's deadly. But what about the ones that have recovered and the hundreds and hundreds of thousands that has recovered? And where's that? And why do we get the fear end of it versus the positive end of it?
Right. Because the positive doesn't fit the narrative right now. I mean, because I think we all know. I mean, I had a friend who was my age passed away from COVID. I think everybody by now knows somebody or has been close to somebody that has passed away or been very, very ill. You know, I mean, some people that have been here in our studio as our guests with us have lost loved ones. So
That's right.
never do we want to minimize the seriousness of COVID.
Right.
But I mean, that there's just so much.
Yeah,
there's
there's
so
so
much
much.
right now.
Well, see, I'm gonna be quiet.
Wow. Okay.
You
Well,
get ready.
you don't have to be quiet because I'm going to let you talk about sports. Does that help?
Oh my goodness.
Oh. What are you going to talk about? Hockey?
No, man. We gonna
I
talk
thought it was
about
some good stuff
soccer.
going on. Okay.
Soccer.
Soccer. You know, Fort Wayne has a pro team,
Yes.
and it's co-owned by Jamarcus Beasley,
Yes.
and they just had their first game.
I hear his name a lot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder if he's going to come in here.
I heard it was packed
He's gonna
too.
get in.
It was at Dwanger.
Can we
Yeah,
get
DJ
Jamarcus?
Big Keith was DJing that. I heard they had a
Yeah,
good time.
it was a nice time. Even though we lost our first home opener, but it's a good thing that we have a professional soccer team
Yes.
to go along with the other teams that we have in Fort Wayne.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Good.
I mean, it's a good thing that our city is growing to
That's
a
right.
good level like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
that's
that.
that's positive news.
Yeah, yes.
Positive news. Let's follow up and finish off with a little entertainment on a lighter note. I know Clarence, you have a little for us on that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this light or not, but I don't know if the panel. Do you know who Joe Rogan is?
Yes.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan is a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian, and he has a podcast. Joe Rogan has come out and said that he believes that cancel culture is as oppressive to straight white men as any other sector of people being oppressed.
Wait. The what culture?
The cancel culture.
Okay.
You know, he's saying because they are the ones that are being targeted in the cancel culture. He's saying they're being oppressed because they can't say things that they used to say and things such as that. Now, Seth Rogen, who I don't believe they're related in any shape, form, or fashion, he says he doesn't understand why they're upset. He said if you told a bad joke that didn't age well and offended people, you just got to be accountable for it. So, but I don't believe that it's an oppressive thing. I really don't. I think he said about karma. I think it's a karma thing. You know, things come back, things come back to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Freedom of speech at what cost?
well,
Okay.
okay.
It's just that simple.
I'm gonna tell you this. It's free. Again, you're free to say it, but you also got to be free to deal with all the repercussions. Because think about it. Now everybody's afraid to make Asian jokes. There was hundreds of thousands of comedians that made Asian jokes, but now They can't do it. He's talking about people that made jokes about rape and things like that, and then the cancel culture and the Me Too came through. He's talking about all that. That's what Joe Rogan is saying. But Seth Rogen is also saying that times have changed. We've become more sensitive. Let's be real. We become more sensitive.
Okay, but you know what? I just have to speak on this because how are you going to say that a race is all of a sudden oppressed when it's that race who started oppression in the first place? Anybody who is upset about cancer culture who is white is somebody who is probably racist to begin with. So you are not oppressing the white man. You are shutting the white man up for a minute.
She just stole
That's
it.
where
But I'm
oppression
gonna-
came from,
I'm gonna let
is
it go.
the white man,
You're right,
whether
you're right.
Tom and Jerry's
Get 'em.
canceled
You get 'em.
or
Get the-
flipping potato person or
Get
whatever
'em.
we're allowed to call him now.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
he can't call it Mr. Potato Head
Mr.
because
Potato
that's sexist.
person.
I thought y'all was going on a lighter note.
Yeah, I've
Y'all-
got a lighter note.
We tried.
I got a lighter note.
We
I
tried.
thought I was.
Hey,
I thought
hey, my bad. I ain't mean to open up a can
But-
of
here's-
just worms
Hey,
like
Can of
that.
you gotta
oppression.
go.
Yeah.
But here's where we are. Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett, who have been
Oh.
married forever.
Oh,
and
please
they-
don't tell me.
No, they're not getting
Oh,
divorced.
thank God.
I asked the same question when he said it
No.
earlier. I'm like, they're not
They,
getting
they're
divorced.
actually doing something.
Because I was going
They
to
are
find Angela.
actually doing a docu-series of the Tulsa Massacre. They're going to do a docu-series
Oh, wow.
of the Tulsa
That's gonna be
Massacre.
good.
And we were talking before we came on air. It's sad that it has taken this long for a full docu-series or a full disclosure of what's coming out because the last survivor just testified in front of Congress and she was like, I want an apology. I want all this other stuff. She's like 104 or something. But we still don't have the full story of the reason why, but they're going to investigate it. They were going to do it last year, but unfortunately last year, the anniversary, which was it's going to happen this year on the 100th anniversary. They were going to try it last year, but last year, unfortunately, George Floyd and all his things came up on the 99th anniversary. So they're shooting for it to get done on the 100th anniversary of.
Oh,
They're
okay.
starting it on the 100th anniversary of the.
You know
All
something?
right.
Gotcha.
And
Go ahead, Dr. V. You've been patient today.
okay. Not that I have anything important to say, but I was just going to say, so thinking about Fort Wayne, because we do talk about what's going on in Fort Wayne. And so I'm always excited about
Right.
some things that's going on because I feel like we got a lot going on in our small little town, city, whatever. So today, Fort Wayne was like Hollywood at
Yes.
the airport because Haley,
Haley.
that's
Duff.
right,
Oh, yeah.
Duff
Right.
was here doing her movie,
Yeah,
filming at the
yeah.
courthouse
Yeah, they're filming
downtown.
the movie.
So what was the name of that movie? The Wedding Pact or something.
Yes.
Baby Pact, I think it's gonna be a new one, but the Wedding Pact too. But yeah, so she kind of did her little scout for courtrooms and different things, and so she thought Fort Wayne, we had the most amazing, beautiful.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
And so they were there, and then they were at the coffee shop downtown today.
Nice.
She said our courtroom.
Our court-
Right,
Hey,
right.
listen, I ain't
It's depending where you sit, how beautiful it is.
yeah, it depends on what side you say no.
E-Fikes doesn't think the courtroom
I guess
is
that's
pretty.
true.
Your point of view, where you sit, your point of
Yeah,
view.
my
ain't
point of
pretty
view.
much.
Yeah, so I thought that was good. And then so a little warning for everybody, especially those of you that don't like to cut your grass. So they just started that yesterday. It just kicked in. So
Oh,
the
weed
tall
violation.
grass,
Yeah.
the tall grass program.
Yeah.
And so if your grass is over 9 inches, you're going to get it. So if you want to report your neighbor, you snitch. 9 don't call 911, but 9
311.
inches. I know 9 inches. All right, and then call 311.
311.
Isn't 9 inches like Little House in the Prairie Meadow? I mean, how tall is that?
Go down Rudisell, you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see.
You'll see like 12,
Yeah.
13, 16 inches.
That's a good tidbit of information
Yeah.
for real. For
So
real.
yeah, it started yesterday. So
Mm.
get the lawnmowers out, guys.
I know that Clarence has an awesome word to finish this segment out, and then I think we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Being that this is the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd's passing, and I heard a news reporter today, and it kind of offended me when he said supposedly he died at with a police officer kneeling on his neck.
Mm.
That tells us that we have not come anywhere from this, and it's sad. There's been several shootings and police killings since then, and I do agree with E. The change has to come from the top. It's as simple as if you can sign something with the pen. If you did it for one person, you can do it for the next. We really need some change in our country. and it goes from us looking out for each other
Mhm.
and treating each other better, but we also need those that say that they have dominion or governance over us to do their job. We really need that bill passed fast, because if blacks are just as important as Asians, as whites, as Hispanics, as gays. Treat the black people fair.
Amen.
That's right.
We want to thank you for joining us. Thank you to our NV family. Please remember to like, subscribe, to share, follow us on YouTube. Please join us tomorrow for our Wednesday night live segment. We'll see you next time.